become, I mean, it's going to become premium, and the only people that are going to be able to afford it are going to be the middle class. And the middle class have always had abortions, and if you look at the statistics, middle class have had more abortions. Middle class women have more abortions than poor fucking women do, because they have the resources to get to the clinic. They don't have to go sit in a fucking all day in some fucking Planned Parenthood place.
And they also realize with more education, let's face it, middle class people in general have more education. They realize that, yes, the difference between having 2 or 3 kids versus 5 and 6 kids means, you know what? The whole quality of life for the whole family
I get to have a life.
down.
You get to have a life. You get to not be
we just don't have the money to go around, baby.
Yeah, if you're
That's
like,
what it comes down to.
if you're like trying to build a Brady Bunch type family today,
unless you got a lot of cash, it ain't gonna happen.
you better be swimming in the money.
Yeah, right. It's a 2-family income. Or, I mean, two person family income. It's not a
Well, that's one of the biggest
single
scams
parent
that's
income.
happened to us in the last 40 years is they've taken what used to be a one person working, one person staying at home. Now both people have to work, and we barely still are surviving, man.
Yeah,
we barely can pay the bills. Granted, we live better.
And
you know, we got better TVs, we got better cars, all that fancy shit. But we're still barely surviving paycheck to paycheck.
And if fucking Bush gave a shit about the American family, he would try to find a way to fucking get salaries up. So you could, if you wanted the option, one parent could.
At least part of the time stay home a little more,
right.
you know?
But he doesn't fucking give a shit. It's all about keep the stock market up and whatever.
And you know damn well that is better.
That's what we call Coleman.
Yeah.
I mean, Coleman is a piece of shit.
He's a hollow man.
He is a hollow man. I mean, he's a soul.
So far,
yeah.
34,
He's
number 10.
Well, I mean, and he's what people deserve. And it doesn't, I mean, I'm a Wisconsin person through and through, and Wisconsin, for the first time in 20 years, voted in a Democratic governor and a House. I mean, so Wisconsin, which is technically was a working class state, who for 20 years hadn't, you know, they went Republican, turned over. Then Minnesota, which has historically always been DFL, has turned over to Republican. It's because Minnesota's been fat for a long time, and the people here just believe. I mean, it's easier to believe the platitudes and cliches than it is to actually use your brain.
Minnesota rode the 90s really well. Minnesota got rich off the 90s, as much of the country did. But Minnesota was one of the top countries, top states for getting very wealthy in the 90s.
Yeah.
The cities grew hugely. The outlying areas, all the farmers got their share.
Oh, there's subsidies,
And now it's like time to come home to roost, and it's like pay the piper, baby. And nobody wants to.
They need to do some serious soul searching, baby, and they better fucking think of somebody else but Gore, because that fucker
2 years
ain't
is a
gonna do
huge
it.
amount of time. I mean, you would have said the same thing for Bush 1, because he just won the fucking Iraqi war.
Yeah, you're right.
He was riding 90% approval rates. There was no way he was going to lose. But it wasn't even that much of a tanking of the economy, but Clinton was just a new figure. Plus, it was also after 8 years of Reagan and 4 years of Bush, so 12 years of Democratic rule.
But Clinton was fresh at the time,
right,
at least.
He was fresh.
And Gore just looks like
he was younger. See, the other thing is younger. At that point in time, the World War II generation gave up their power with Clinton. Clinton was the first person at that point to not be a World War II generation person to win the presidency. And that was an important milestone in U.S. history. It really was. And I think it's never, I mean, first of all, those guys are all so old, it's not going to happen again. It's always going to be different, you know. And so now what do we look for? I mean, Bush, unless he truly screws up, is almost a lot.
Are we all voting tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I put out a call for a fucking meeting. Replies from people go, it's voting day. I'm like, tough fucking shit. Every day is some motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying?
That's the goddamn truth.
If you don't want to be there, suck my motherfucking in the house, right? In the house.
I heard that. You know what I like to do on voting day?
It's the bee talking.
No, it's the motherfucker in the house.
You know what I like to do on voting day? I call the Republican Party and say that I want to vote, but I don't have a ride. I don't have a way to get to the polling place. And I have them pick me up and then take me home. You know,
Like
I usually make a new friend, too.
30 different people every day.
That's right.
5 cheese and garlic bread.
Everybody's for a big ass fucking. How about you? Yeah, sure.
That's not the sauce. Why? Okay.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
Wile E. Coyote ass fucking. Wile E.
Joe, looks like you have something to say.
Did it?
You did,
I
right?
don't know why.
It's not cute.
He always looked like he had
I'm a
something
big
to say.
Wile E. Coyote fan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep pressing for Bugs Bunny
I've
myself.
written a lot about Wile E.
Yeah.
I'll take Dylan
Solid milk chocolate.
until you see how we vote.
I'm for Kolnick. Unequivocally, I support Jeff Kolnick.
All right? Dilly?
I support him personally, but I'm not sure if he needs to be on our wall.
All right.
Wile E. Coyote and Colnick.
But see, I think I already
Comparing him to the last guy.
I know, but I'm just saying, okay, we reestablished the criteria for getting into the wall.
What are they again?
well, they're very similar, you know. All their efforts are futile, you know.
All their efforts
Talk
are
about all the best
futile.
teams in the NFL. They got
That's
the best.
Kolnick.
Yeah.
Nobody else has got one
He was a
left.
Wellstone supporter. Wellstone's dead. That's futile.
They're
Too
fucking.
bad he's not supporting Coleman, huh?
I mean, it wasn't just
Kolnick?
sort of because they're my team, but I mean,
Aaron Dilly's.
what do you do?
Dilly hasn't
You look at
decided.
all the
What's your vote
teams.
on-
Denver is what, 5
Jeff,
3.
Wile E. Coyote, if Bugs Bunny goes in,
San Diego's.
Oh, we got the politicking.
I'll take a gold ticket.
That's called like pork barreling, where you say, I'll vote
Nope.
for this guy and this guy. It's like,
I'll vote. Otherwise, no.
Do that again.
So the question then for the rest of us is,
Bugs Bunny is also.
do we want Kolnick in so much that we're willing to compromise our principles on Bugs
We don't have
Bunny?
any principles, but we're not willing to do anything.
No. Simple defiance.
we like it well.
No, we will compromise our principles, yeah, but we're not gonna like
That would take some
compromise other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the moment, Kolnick is on hold while Dilly ponders it.
Oh, he's out.
It's out,
man.
He's out because Dilly hates it.
Sign this.
Dilly hates Kolnick, doesn't want his picture on our wall. But
So-
and the thing is, I hate Bugs
If he can
Bunny.
redraw himself,
Yeah.
sort of like Bugs Bunny, and kind of morph himself into Bugs Bunny.
Well, isn't-
Colnick?
Yeah.
Colnick Bunny?
Does Kolnick still have a
Isn't it enough that he's like Wile E. Coyote? Does he have to be like other cartoon
He's not
characters
like
too?
Wile E. Coyote.
All his efforts are futile.
No.
No?
Not true.
No.
Ask Rosa about that.
Oh, okay. A new chapter.
I'm just totally confident. I'm just not saying
He's a
that.
big dick
I
man.
don't know if he's totally confident.
semi-confident?
He's somewhat confident.
He's
He's somewhat of a Robert Bly fan.
He's our leader of global clusterfucks.
He's a global clusterfuck.
As you read his thing today, it's like, I don't even remember what it said. It was like, peace out, y'all.
Sounds pretty funny.
Tim?
What?
So now that the giggle's going, it's just not going to stop, is it? Can you stop it? Can you stop it if you try?
You just did.
Good.
Wow. All right. So next time you start reading, say, a story in front of a large group of people, and you start going off like that, then somebody should just say, Tim?
As long as he doesn't name characters
You
after the
gotta
That's what got me.
you gotta hang the gum even further. On the World Series, those fuckers were like, and they weren't even pushing it. They were just like chewing it. But they would chew it to a really long, thin
Really?
thing.
And let it hang out?
And they'll chew it. No hands involved. Just chew it. You were doing good. You got it.
Like that.
Just yeah. There you go.
All right.
That's what you need to do.
Now lie down on your back.
Okay.
And
Now I
now,
feel good. Now I'm back here.
Carl Weller. Oh, now! You're good, Lupe! Word up, Lupe!
Bitch! Come on down, I'll kick your ass, you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Lupe Solis has just threatened the life of Carl Eller.
You're sort of
Please, not for my sake, not for Lupe's, just for a general.
No, but I mean, I think when Carl would come down, he would come down to that call. He would see me, and this love would just like, he would just understand that I loved him.
He would, Lupe, he would throw you from where you're sitting out onto the street. That's what would happen.
Your mom,
Lupe becomes a crumpled broom.
Carl would be somebody I would,
He's like, oh, wait a minute, I love this guy.
or he would know, just from the moment our eyes would meet.
The thing is, if
Carl, I
somebody,
love you.
Like you and Tom.
kicked Lupe's ass, we guys would.
We guys.
Then we would all get our asses kicked.
No, we would. Retribution.
Stand on.
Retribution.
Yeah.
No.
We would retribution.
Nobody could touch Lupe as far as we're concerned. Somebody touches. That's why at the bowling
Until Carl
alley,
Ellers
if you've
gets
noticed,
forward.
at the bowling alley,
At once.
nobody has ever kicked Lupe's ass. At
Who's
the
ever
bowling
turned on the
alley.
NFL and become a
That's
black
true.
belt?
That's true.
They know the minute
I
they
may
kick
happen to be
Lupe's
58
ass,
years old,
we
but
fucking
motherfucker,
smash some skull.
That's right.
But I would like to point one thing
In
out.
a minute, I'll be like
Yeah.
poking somebody's eye out. Bane will be on top of them. It's over. These people don't have anything to live for. And the minute they
We drive all the way to live. Where's this fucker?
No, wait a minute.
Preemptive regime.
No, he's got a good point.
We're talking
If we got
regime
Beam on top of somebody, nobody's doing it.
Let me say this. First, 2 points. First of all, Carl Eller is not in our bowling league.
We're going to regime change.
And second,
no.
as far as we know, and secondly, if Bame were a straddle Carl Eller, he'd only be there at Carl's sufferance.
I don't want to hear all this big
Sophistry.
jumbo.
Oh, sorry. He'd only be there if Carl liked it.
So we follow.
Is that better?
Why would he like it? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Tim would kick his ass.
Carl Eller's ass, huh?
Yeah.
A near,
Tim would.
a near,
First of all, when
Yeah.
you have me coming at you, like poking,
yeah, Pokemon,
like a vicious poking,
like a Pokemon.
I would fucking poke that guy.
Miami.
And you have such delicate fingers.
Yeah, they're delicate until they're gouging your eyes.
Carl Eller. So he doesn't make the Hall of Fame.
Should
we fear that there would be
me making
Yeah.
her all ashamed.
That's about it. That's right. We still just have one Wiley Coyote. That's it. That's the only person. Maybe we should have a woman.
What about Regis Philbin?
What about Geraldine
Then
Ferrari?
we'll have Steve Kramer come in with Wog.
Well, I would.
What is he gonna do? Sniff his crotch or what?
Walk in the pictures.
But would Kramer join our Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he would. Wog would attack us.
It's not up to him. We can get the picture.
You're in the Hall of Fame whether you want to be or
What?
not.
Who is your
Let's
Joe?
fucking photograph him while he's walking his dog.
If we Joe,
Ever seen Wog?
if we took
Yeah,
Regis,
he hunts with
I
us.
made him.
Wog's great, man.
On the floor,
Really hot.
hugging him.
You were hugging Kramer. You were hugging
No,
Wog.
Wog.
Okay.
Kramer's never peed on the floor. As far as I know.